tie your shoes. Like, what are you doing? Don't look at my shoes.
You know who Star-Lord kind of reminds me of?
If you say me, I'm going to hit you.
Joel.
Yeah, that checks out. Hi, my name's Cork.
That's it.
This is Meek. We're sort of your revolutionaries here. I like Iron Man because of Tony Stark. Like, because
Well, that's because
of
it's your personality.
You're not wrong.
He's got a point, actually.
But like, I just can't imagine girls like, I'm gonna get another margarita when I get out of his.
That's actually exactly what happens, though. So.
You ready? Let's get it. Absolutely not. Oh boy.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of
That's how you feel. Hey, you could join in on the party, and this could be a whole vibe, but you're sitting over there like a loser.
With your shades on.
I'm never
Look
going,
at you,
I'm
Shades.
never going to be a part of that.
You trifling. Trifling. Ugh.
Oh gosh.
Welcome back, Brinkley.
Thanks.
If you guys
Brinkley is back, folks.
You might remember
Yes.
her from the episodes we talked about high school and college, and then she went and traveled abroad to Ohio.
Yeah.
Wow, that was real. She went abroad to Ohio.
I've actually never been to Ohio.
You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah.
really
I mean, if
wanna
my
wear
friends
these
from there
glasses.
watch this, they might be upset, but you're really not missing out on anything.
That's
Like, who does he think he is? Toledo is amazing. Is Toledo in Ohio?
I have no idea.
isn't
I
that
mean,
Oklahoma?
Cincinnati is there, and that's where Joe Burrow is. So, that's
Akron, though.
There you go.
That's something.
That's where LeBron James is from. Akron.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go. Akron,
That's,
Ohio.
That's
Yep.
the only thing I know about Ohio.
No, Pennsylvania is
Actually,
where the Amish
my favorite
are, right?
person, one of my favorite people is in Ohio, too. Or
Oh,
from
I know they're
Ohio.
everywhere, but
Who?
Rob Dyrdek is from Ohio.
Oh, really?
how do
Yeah.
you know this?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Rob Dyrdek fan.
What was the
Robin
show?
Big, and then
Yeah.
Rob Dyrdek's
The-
Fantasy
The
Factory.
That-
ridiculousness
the,
as well.
The Fantasy
They're
Factory.
from.
I used to watch
they're
that.
From Ohio. I want to say Canton, Ohio, but I don't remember. I know they're from Ohio though. I really want to leave these glasses on, like for the entire episode.
Don't do it, Shades. Don't do it.
I mean, do what you
Other
want, I
black
guess.
people do it.
Yeah,
on
but
their
you're not
podcast.
as cool as them. So,
Whatever.
anyways, random. That record player, what'd you ever do with it?
So we're gonna go right into.
No, for real though. Have you set it up yet? No. Do you not? What is it? You don't have records though, do you?
I have like 30 or 40 records.
Oh.
It's on my to-do list.
Well, I got you a record.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I wanted to get you a.
Yo! Now that's what I'm talking about. This is such a good gift.
You're welcome. Listen, I just got him shoes the other day and had a total opposite reaction.
Yo! Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so great.
So now you got to set your record player up.
Well, maybe I might. I don't know. But this is beautiful. No, the people that are listening are just going to have to watch the podcast. No, for those who still listen, Levi bought me a vinyl record of An Evening with Silk Sonic.
Yeah.
It's definitely my most played album of the past 2 or 3 years.
I was pretty sure that was one of your favorites.
All songs recorded at Shampoo Press and Curl Studios. That's beautiful.
That is amazing.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is what the podcast is going to be on. This album. Let's start off with track 1.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Levi. That was a great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyways, let's as always, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share, review,
There was something else I want them to do too.
download.
No, see, last
Buy
time,
stickers.
2 episodes ago, I was like, y'all are not commenting. Y'all really aren't commenting. Leave some comments. Come on, comment and just say, hey, watching, hey, like the podcast. Or if you don't like us, if you're watching it and you're bored, say this part sucks and let Levi know that he needs to do a better job.
Amen.
You know? Just-
Or if you don't like it and you want to bother someone you don't like, send it to them.
Yeah.
Yes. Also do that. Hey, this podcast sucks. Check it out. I'm just saying, leave some comments because we're going to read some comments here in a second, and it's getting kind of hard to find comments.
It's also a good, even I would say if like it wasn't your favorite episode, like let us know. Well, maybe not be like this episode sucked.
I would love to know if an
Give
episode
us some
sucks.
feedback. You know, we want some feedback on what
Comment.
you guys want to
Constructive
hear and see.
criticism.
There
Yeah.
was still something else I wanted them to do.
Share?
No, not that. Don't share the
No, share.
Oh, before we get into the comments, a couple ways that you can now help out the podcast. If you want to support us, if you do like our content, if you do call yourselves fans, if you do stop us at church and say, hey, we love the podcast, you can financially support us now. Buy our, show them Levi, merch. We have stickers. This is the first thing we're doing, and this is going to be the intro, because if you buy the stickers, that will help us fund shirts, and then you can buy shirts, and then you can buy cars.
Yeah.
So
THYF wrapped.
yes, we're doing we're doing a lot of big things.
Yeah,
That's
Skechers
exciting.
has reached out to us.
Yeah.
Really?
And
That's
Walmart.
so
but,
exciting.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know.
But you never know.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get to Target one day, just because, I feel like that's a little more fancier.
I want to be a Fortnite character.
Fortnite. Come on. Let's have a THYF season on Fortnite.
Well, not a season. I just want to be a character. I don't care. I just want to be a character.
A buyable character. All funds go to us.
Okay, yeah, I'm for it.
Could you imagine?
What would your emote be?
My emote be oh man. I was gonna say giving you the middle finger,
That is what it would be.
but it'd probably be me trying to dance, doing something.
Mine probably.
Actually, you know what? I would want it to be like a person like sitting and like being on a podcast, like just talking.
Oh, that would be cool because they have some where you can like it like crank shifts and you just sit there. So it'd be cool if you could like sit and then a mic just sits there and you're like.
I feel
Oh,
like
could
yours
you
would-
imagine if you had like Levi and Caleb's character and they both
That
had
would
that
actually
emote?
be really cool. Yeah.
Fortnite, reach out. I'm just saying.
But see that none of that can be made possible if you don't buy our stickers.
Yeah, and
They're $5.
We do have some cool stuff in the works too. I mean, we're working on
Hats.
We have a local company. Shout out Level 7 Co. If you ever need a custom hat, they are. They do a really great job, but they are. We have some leather patches. We are working for leather patch hats. Whatever.
I'm doing this so that Julia puts the thing like the image on my hand, so I go.
Yeah. So, Caleb,
Comments.
Let's go to comments.
My good buddy Zach Zumwalt said,
Who also could be a Fortnite character with us.
"I would, yeah,
Because we play with Zach all the time in Fortnite.
he
You
could
play
be a Fortnite character." Brinkley,
No, I have before. Actually, okay, I've only played 3 times. Every single time I finished in the top 3.
That's how.
At least.
I mean, my
I've
first
never
few
won.
times I got number 1, but it's
But
all
I
right
also
to
didn't have any kills.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Didn't gather anything. I just hid inside the circle for as long as
There
possible.
you go.
be. That's how you do it. Well, you should totally join us on Fortnite. Anyways, back to the comments.
Zach Zumwalt says, "Straight to jail, Caleb. Straight to jail." This is because I said you can put ranch on a burrito.
Well, so
I put ranch on spaghetti.
the spaghetti you should
Yeah, that
just
was a little
that is
wild.
terrible. When you said Mexican, I understood once you got to your point. You didn't mean like going to a Mexican restaurant and getting ranch on the burrito. What you meant is those like those little chimichanga burritos that you buy.
Yeah.
And freeze them, freeze and cook them. I do the same thing. I'll
Or
put
like
dip those in ranch.
taquitos. I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
they're-
taquitos.
I can
Yeah.
see taquitos.
like ranch. I put ranch on everything. I'm not saying it
Ranch.
anymore. That's the last time I'm saying
Ranch.
that word.
Insert ranch count.
No, we're not. This comment comes from Frida. In the plant world, flowers can be seen as health suckers because the plant takes so much energy to make those flowers. That's from our Root Friendships
Which I
episode.
thought was really cool because we were talking about how you want your friends, like Joel was a root friend for you. And we were talking about, like, branches and leaves, they can be really cool. And I thought that was a really good way to put that into words, especially scientifically.
Yeah.
So shout out Frida. Thanks and Zach for watching and
commenting.
We also have one more, and this comes from Charles McDonald, CJ the DJ. Anyways,
Can I read the comments?
oh, I was going to read this one because it's about you. This was in regards to when Caleb bought me a PS5, which I have gotten so many people asking me like how awesome it is, which it's amazing. It is phenomenal. But it said Caleb is a Disney tween show villain, observant and wholesome. I feel like that's a adequate description.
I am a villain. I'm okay with
You're
it.
like London Tipton.
Whew. All right.
You use the Prindle, don't you?
I know what the Prindle is. I know what that means. I swear I think I learned that name from her.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I think everyone
totally.
did.
Yep.
If anybody heard it anywhere else, let me know. But I'm pretty sure like that's where that came from.
Yeah.
You know, Brinkley, it's great that you're back on this episode at this time because there's another story that I wanted to tell. And you were on the episode that spurred this entire thing. It was when we were talking to you about Skittles or Reese's.
Reese's
Reese's.
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. Sorry, I don't know where Skittles came from. Reese's.
Oh boy.
And
Here we go again.
in the comments where we were berating you or whatever, somebody said, "What's up with dude's eyebrows?"
Yes, I saw.
And I was like, hurtful, but okay, whatever.
Well, and then it happened again.
That one was so
No.
funny.
Well, no, maybe. I don't know.
It happened
Anyway,
one more time. Someone said something about your eyebrows.
So I brought
Yeah.
up that comment a couple weeks ago, and Kathy at church the other day was like, I was going to comment on your eyebrows this episode. I was like, thank you.
We deserve that because we've mixed up Kathy and Rachel too much.
You have, I have not.
I officially know who Kathy. I knew who they
Brink,
were.
can you see the notes real
Who
quick?
is who?
I can.
So shout
see
out
what
Kathy
you
and
sent me.
Rachel
see-
for watching
ooh.
the podcast and sharing. They were actually just last night watching it on their TV and with
Go
their
to
family.
the notes app. You should be able to
So,
see the actual notes.
It's really cool, you know.
Hopefully.
Love when
It said owner
co-hosts
stop
listen
sharing.
and.
Dang. That sucks.
Speaking of your eyebrows, I was talking to my mom and she was like, "How dare someone comment on?" I was like, "I never noticed anything either." So my mom was like appalled that people were. She's like, "People are just hateful. They always got something to say."
I'm not. I wasn't like insecure about my eyebrows. I was looking at them like that entire episode. Like they're not that bad.
I've never noticed your eyebrows until someone said anything.
Yes. Okay. What was so funny about that comment is after I read it, I went back and looked at the video again because I'd never noticed it before, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Well,
Yeah.
I see what he means." I've never noticed it before, but he's got it.
Instead
all right.
of shades, I'm gonna call you brows.
Oh
Or no brows.
No brows.
I'm sorry.
no! I said no one can hurt my feelings, and I stand by that. You can't hurt my feelings. Oh goodness. All right, let's get into some questions of the day.
Well, hold on. You had another story about your wife and crayons.
She says crayons.
I have an opinion about this.
Oh. My
I
wife
also
says
say
crayons.
You say crayons,
Which was
too?
so funny because you each had different opinions, and
Yeah.
I heard you say Julia says it different behind the scenes. I was
Yes.
like, yes.
It's crowns. So it's funny.
crayons.
I was at a-
KCTV5 here in Kansas City 3 days ago, one of the hosts was just talking about, going back to school. Make sure you
Yeah.
get your boxes. And he said crowns. And his co-host
Oh my
said, wait,
goodness.
what did you just say? It
they
sparked a
talked
whole
about
debate.
it?
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, literally, we just had this
Yep.
debate. But it is Team Crowns over here. You can be Team Crayons. You can be Team Crayons. Here's the thing.
the correct way.
No.
Yeah, we were coming back from a birthday party, and like, in like the little goodie bag, there was crayons in there, and my wife was like, "Oh, he's got crayons." I was like, "What did you say?"
Yeah. Yep.
She's like, "They're crayons." I was like, "Oh, you too." Pissed me off.
Well, you'll have to get over it. What's your question of the day? Question of the day.
No. Question of the day. Would you share your screen with Brinkley so she can see the appetizers?
I can see the photos.
Oh,
You sent
cool.
them to
Great.
me.
You got $10. Pick your appetizers. For those listening, there's a photo that we're going to be looking at. It's got $10. At the $4 tier, you got mozzarella sticks, onion rings, and wings. At the $3 tier, you got fries, fried pickles, and nachos. $2 tier, you got tater tots, cheese curds, pretzel knots. $1 tier, potato wedges, chips and guac, and veggies and ranch. Or blue cheese. Are you dipping veggies in blue
no,
cheese?
blue cheese is
Nope.
so disgusting.
Nope.
Hey,
Ranch.
hey! Nope, not gonna high five you though. But
One day he will high five me.
hey, we're there. Blue cheese is Blue cheese is gross.
Yeah, dressing
I
and
agree.
the actual cheese. Like,
Yeah.
if it has,
but
if it
both
has
of
it
it.
on a salad, I will always ask, "Can you take that off and put some feta on there?"
Hey, you know who I think likes blue cheese?
Who?
Our last guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That is crazy. Anyway, $10 worth of appetizers. I'm gonna get wings. Obviously,
yeah.
got to get wings, and then I'm gonna go fried pickles for $3 because
So you got $7.
because mozzarella sticks and cheese curds are the same thing to me. They're the same thing. So
agree.
I'm going to get wings. I'm going to get the fried pickles. And I'm going to get cheese curds. Pretzel knots, stupid. Tater tots, not over cheese curds, no. And that's bread. I'm not getting bread, no. I don't care about beer cheese either. And then for the $1, I'm going with potato wedges because I didn't get the fries up at $3. But yeah, I'm never getting veggies. Like, I don't even eat the veggies when they come with the wings.
No.
I like the veggies, but I would get potato wedges over veggies. So I think I would go wings, fried pickles. I like pretzel knots, so I'm going with that. And then
We can start our high five count now.
and then potato wedges.
Okay.
I would.
What are you getting, Levi?
Well, now
You
that I have
getting
to,
onion
I
rings,
wasn't.
aren't you?
No, I was unless they were high boy, but I wasn't gonna pick anything in the $4 column. It's all great food, but there's just other stuff.
Okay, so what are you getting?
Well, I'll go ahead and do the $4. I'll do mozzarella sticks,
Okay.
nachos for sure.
Ugh.
You can't.
Go on.
Who is this child?
I have a thing about nachos. I'll tell you when you're done. Go on.
Pretzel knots all day, every day, and chips and guac.
Thank you. Yeah, that's solid. The chips have to be good though.
Yes, like
Yeah. If
they
they're
have
like
to
the
be
paper
the
thin ones.
nice ones from Chipotle with the lime and
Yes.
the salt. Oh, I love when you get like a good bite with
Yep.
the lime. What's your thing about nachos? What
Okay,
the
so
hell?
so you're getting nachos and chips and guac. So
Yeah.
you're doubling up on the tortilla chips.
Listen,
That's crazy.
you tripping
No,
off the
like,
What
Weezy,
if you
bro?
just
Here's my
get
beef
the
about
guac on
nachos.
nachos, and then it's the same difference?
That's true.
What's your thing with nachos?
So with nachos, unless they're like homemade, they're never really satisfying because every restaurant piles the nachos and then puts all the toppings right on top.
This
And
is
so
fair.
then you have to like take a nacho from the bottom and then like dip it on the top. And like
I mean,
It's
but
too
there are
much work.
You're right. There are places that mess it up, but there's places that got it good. 54th Street.
I
There's
ain't never-
places they put it evenly on a sheet, and then all the toppings are even.
that's the
So
right way
that's
to
the
do
right
it.
way to
But
do it,
most restaurants are not doing that.
yeah.
I will tell you, 54th Street has a good one. And surprisingly, I had never been, but my mom and sister were going out, and so I went over with them. But there's this, it's a bar, a country bar. It used to be Whiskey Tangos, but now it's
Okay.
called Mo Country here in
Yeah.
Green Valley. Mm-hmm. And they have food there. I got their nachos. They might be the best, like, out to eat nachos I've
I
had.
don't think I've ever
Really?
ordered nachos.
Oh.
I think I did when I was a kid.
I love nachos.
And I was like, can I get nachos?
I don't know if I ever order them, but when other people do, I just eat them.
I order fried pickles now. That's my go-to. Like, what's your go-to app order? If it's there, I'm ordering fried pickles every time.
Chips and cheese. So, like, if, like,
Yeah.
queso.
Chips and salsa is
Yeah.
normally just solid.
Well, not salsa, but you have your own opinion,
Dips,
and you're valid.
Yeah, any dips.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
true. Yeah. Your opinion is valid. So this one, I'm confused at why this sparked your interest.
Because it was a fun. I saw some people talking about it, and it was so great.
Yeah,
All right.
this just
The
frustrates
question
me.
is, all right,
It makes
so
no sense to me.
No, exactly.
if there was an extra medium shirt, because you have small, medium, large, extra large, there's extra
It doesn't
small,
mean
extra
anything.
small. If there was extra medium, would it be on the smaller side of medium or the larger side of medium?
I thought about this longer than I wanted to.
Wanted to, yeah.
Is why I'm frustrated, because I'm like, at first my thought was, okay, extra normally means more, so I would think bigger, but then the extra small doesn't apply. So it would be more medium. And what does more medium mean? But my
Large.
thought, but my thought was maybe the dimensions are just more averaged out. Does that make sense?
No.
If you go, okay, listen. If you go up and down in size, sometimes it gets wider and skinnier. Sometimes they get longer and shorter. So what if the extra medium just means like,
Or like it's a longer
the
length?
dimensions got more similar? So like the length was more matching the width. Are you following me?
No.
So it's not necessarily getting
But
more.
I want
don't
you to
know how
keep
explain
going.
this.
No, I mean,
Is the shirt bigger or smaller?
It's like more boxy. It's neither.
It's
it's
neither?
non-existent.
It's more boxy.
This is one of those questions like, is a hot dog a sandwich? Like,
well, yeah.
people call it a taco.
Also, is a taco.
You better go sit down.
Okay.
You already are.
Anyway, if it were me, if I think an extra medium is a little bit smaller.
That just seems why it makes
It's
no
just-
sense. You go from
Yeah.
small, medium, large.
So what size is extra medium bigger than in your brain?
In my mind, it would be like a tall medium,
So longer.
longer.
So bigger. Okay.
Yeah. What I mean, did you really like have a strong opinion on this?
No, I don't have a strong opinion on any of the questions.
Yeah, that's
Except your nachos thing. That was a bad choice.
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna take you to Mo Country. Maybe we can learn how to line dance. There's some people
That would be so fun.
It would be, but I'm.
Did you look at me and say that would be fun because it's me? Like you'd want to see Caleb out there trying to line dance?
The only dance
No,
I went
I
out
just
on the
mean
floor
line dance in
was when the Cupid Shuffle came on. I went out there. I was like, I got this one, y'all.
You know what line dance I want to learn that I don't know is the Footloose dance.
Oh,
I did that in choir in high school. We did,
Like I
a
want to learn that
performance.
dance so much because it. First of all, it looks kind of cool if you do it right. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into our
I've done the
topic.
Dirty Dancing dance before.
Oh my goodness.
So let's get into
It
the
was actually
topic.
Awesome.
at my Dylan. He came up and he at my wedding we were doing the dollar dance and he's like Levi, and just ran
Oh
at me
my
to throw him up.
goodness.
And so like it was like him halfway in the air, but didn't work out. So when it was his wedding time, he's like, we're gonna do this and practice it. And let me tell you what, there's a picture. Maybe you can insert the picture, and it's
Incredible.
literally. I mean, just yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Were your
That's awesome.
elbows locked?
I have no clue. Ask Simone Biles. She would know.
Well, let's get into the topic of the show
Spider-Man.
today.
Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man does. I'm just kidding. That's not the words.
I think I'm gonna look for a new co-host.
You better find a new house and a producer.
All can be done.
We're replaceable. That's how you like to treat your friends? That they're replaceable?
Let them know.
Brinkley, so our
That
topic
sounds like
today
not a
is
root friend,
why
if you
Caleb
ask
is
me.
a loser.
He likes to wear shades while he does podcasts.
Who does that?
I don't know.
Kardashians?
Yeah.
I think the shades look great.
Yeah, and then his eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's mean. That's so mean.
Anyways, yeah, so we're talking about.
The MCU.
I'm so excited.
But
Yeah.
I forgot. I
For
tried
those
to like
that
hum
don't
the
know,
theme.
that
I
is the
didn't
Marvel
know.
Cinematic
Cinematic
Universe.
Wait, if you don't know what that meant, stop watching now. Like this show isn't for you.
Yeah, you're probably not going to enjoy any of this if you don't know what that is.
You know I'm the real life Peter Parker, right?
So the first question of our topic today is: who's your favorite superhero in the MCU?
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Which Spider-Man?
Ooh, good question.
So, I have well, you talking about that has been played on TV?
I don't care. Answer the question.
You can do the cartoon one if that's your favorite.
Well, no. Miles Morales is now my favorite
Yeah.
Spider-Man. After playing the game and like hearing more, like I don't understand why there's not a Miles Morales Spider-Man live action movie. Apparently they're making one, but it should have already been out. So frustrates me because he's dope.
Yeah.
I will say if we want to talk about the original 3 Spider-Man that have played in the MCU, I would go kind of in order. Tom Holland's my favorite. Andrew Garfield's second favorite, which I didn't think anybody would beat Andrew Garfield for me, but then Tom Holland came on and crushed it. And Tobey Maguire is my third. Tobey Maguire was great, phenomenal. It's just that's how they're all great. What about you?
Favorite superhero?
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot to say about this because I have an overall, like, of all superheroes favorite, which is Spider-Man, genuinely. But if I have to be strict to Jeff's Marvel,
No, Spider-Man's
Iron Man.
fine. But Iron Man.
Really?
would be-
Iron Man.
Okay, interesting. That's one of my less favorites.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold
A
thing
lot
to
of
say.
people don't like him because of the Tony Stark aspect. They don't like Tony Stark and
Yeah.
therefore don't like Iron Man.
When like in the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when Iron Man came out, I was like, I don't like Iron Man. Now I love it, and I love Iron Man, and Robert Downey Jr. crushed it. I appreciate
I
it
love
more now.
Iron Man.
I appreciate it more
like
now.
Iron Man because of Tony Stark. Like because
Well, that's
of
because
his.
it's your personality.
You're not wrong.
He's got a point, actually.
But like his arc though through the entire like he starts off as just this arrogant person and he gets incredibly humbled and he
You're not
still
there
has
yet.
his swagger to him but like it's different. My favorite character is Black Panther.
Yeah, that's a really good one too.
It's like I think he is I love Miles Morales.
Yeah,
But I feel like So when I think of Miles Morales, I think of the animated Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales. I don't think of the video game one. So
but that's why they need to make a live action one.
They do. The reason why he's not number one is because I think that guy would get on my nerves as a person. Like his attitude, like he's very like he's almost like too cool. Where it's like, whatever, my shoelaces are untied. Tie your shoes. Like, what are you doing? Don't look at my shoes. No, his laces are loose. I don't know. Like, shut up. Anyway, I was thinking about this on the way over here. I was like, nah, Black Panther is my favorite. Yeah. He's my favorite superhero.
And the Black Panther movies are phenomenal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if I were to rank my Spider-Man, it would be Andrew Garfield number 1.
Okay.
Same.
Tom Holland number 2. Tobey Maguire number 3.
Same. Okay. I think Tom Holland is a better Spider-Man, but I like the Andrew Garfield movies.
Andrew Garfield is
those
better
are my favorite.
I thought it was phenomenal.
And like nothing against Tom Holland or Zendaya because they're incredible too. But I just personally love those movies. Like if I'm picking a Spider-Man movie to watch, it's those ones.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, TASM.
What?
The Amazing Spider. TASM. TASM.
He abbreviated it.
Nerd speak. Whatever. You guys are dumb.
Sure.
He Googled that on the way over here so he could try to seem legit.
Okay.
What's a movie you guys loved, like in the MCU, that generally people didn't like as much?
Yeah, this one I struggled to come up with an answer because I don't know which ones that people just hate in general.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm just kind of ignorant.
Well, universally hated, there are Thor 2.
Is that Ragnarok?
No, that's just Thor Dark World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dark World is universally kind of like hated. Captain Marvel is universally hated.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought that was a good
The
movie.
Marvels is kind of low on the totem pole.
Which that was great too.
That's my answer. I loved the Marvels.
Yeah,
I am so sad I did not go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Because like when I finally saw it on like Disney Plus,
have you seen that one yet?
No, I haven't.
This is
on Disney Plus.
Beautiful. Like it's a beautiful movie, and I was like, this is so good. Because I also enjoyed Mrs. Marvel, like the show. I thought that got a lot of unnecessary hate, and I was like, this is brilliant. Like it's.
And I love that they what's it called? Merged the TV show characters with them in the movie. It was. I thought it was done really well. And then
Thor: Love and Thunder is also kind of like universally.
So I haven't seen that one because I would have said that, but I haven't seen it because everyone said it was terrible.
No.
Really?
Thor: Love and Thunder was
hilarious.
That's why people said it was bad because it was too funny that it was there was even jokes made during the serious parts, so you couldn't take any of it seriously.
I feel like it was still a good movie.
It's not a bad movie.
I actually haven't
but
seen it.
I hear I'm like I get it. They had too much fun making that movie.
So I agree with y'all's answers. Mine, I think, has officially been kicked out of the MCU. And it's not that I love it, but I think it was still a decently good movie, even though they changed actors. But The Incredible Hulk, that initial movie.
Oh, the Norton one?
Yeah.
Or the Edward Norton one or the one with Eric Bana? Like the first one?
The very first one, yeah.
With the purple underwear, with the purple ones.
That no one everyone harps on that movie. I still think it's a great movie. And I still think it should be added in there because it built the story. Yeah. But I get that they changed the characters.
When it came out, I thought it was a great movie. They had that movie inspired a video game, which I played and loved. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, so I mean, I just feel like that one gets a little bit too much hate. Did you not like that one?
Which one do you like that people you think might not like?
I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say anything about Ragnarok, but most people don't talk about it a lot, and I loved it.
Ragnarok,
I love it.
With the goats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that was Love and Thunder with the goats. The goats had Love and Thunder. The goats had that was Love and Thunder.
Oh, Ragnarok, Love and Thunder was phenomenal then. Ragnarok
is the lady with the horns, and they
Hela.
Destroy Asgard.
Oh, yeah.
Ragnarok was universally
that was still
loved.
good.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was
fine, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where Korg came in, right?
Korg, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korg was hilarious.
He was funny.
Yeah.
He was all right.
I'm Korg, or whatever he did.
Hi, my name's Korg.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hi,
Impressions with Caleb.
This is Meek. We're sort of your revolutionaries here. That's, yeah. You know what's really kind of funny? I think I can do impressions really well of people, and they're always like they're almost a little too spot on. But we're going to go on to the next question. Okay. Anyway, what's a character that there's not a movie or a show about that you'd like to see?
It's hard because there's so many movie and characters.
I don't know if I want this person to have his own movie, but I would like to see him in a movie. Nightcrawler. Like, I know he was in X-Men too, but Nightcrawler is such a visually beautiful character.
Yeah.
And I would love if he got his own movie, I'd be like, that's awesome. If he didn't, if he just was introduced into the X-Men again, I would love to see that.
I actually already said mine earlier. Miles Morales, totally.
Oh,
should.
yeah.
There's no reason. I would love to see even like Spider-Gwen to have a, you know.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know if I'd want Miles Morales to come in with Tom Holland or going with Andrew Garfield. Like, because like he's a part of like a Spider-Man universe. Like I don't think he has his own universe.
Miles Morales?
Meaning I'm guessing it off like basing that off like the Spider-Man 2 game where there's two Peter Parkers in the same universe.
Gotcha.
There's two Spider-Men in the same universe. So.
Yes.
For that reason, but I mean, yeah, he could have his own, Earth, his own universe, his own timeline. That's what I have to say.
Totally should. It's unacceptable that has not happened.
So,
I'm a little annoyed.
I'd like to see Nightcrawler.
Yeah, that's good. So this one, another one for me, and there's already been, it's kind of contradictory to the question because there's already been movies and shows, but I wish they wouldn't have stopped them. Daredevil. Not the original one. I didn't really love the original Daredevil movies
With Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I mean they were good, but they weren't great.
Did
Did you ever watch the TV show?
Yeah,
that is phenomenal, and the guy who played that, phenomenal. And I wish that they would that he would come back into. Wait, didn't he?
He's getting his own. They're already like filming his show again.
And
it's called Daredevil Born Again.
I lied because he actually. Well, I would like to see him in the movies. Didn't he show up in the movies?
He was in Spider-Man No Far From Home.
That's
or
right.
No Way Home.
That's right. That's right.
So you're information.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, Brinkley, who would you like to see?
Yeah, I kind of stuck to the original like core Avengers when I was thinking about this. So sorry this isn't super creative, but I actually was so excited when I thought of this. So I feel like Thor's world of Asgard has so many like really cool characters with deep backgrounds that we don't get hit on. So the guy who does the like when they teleport, the gate guard that's blind.
Heimdall.
I want him to have a story. Like, I want to know his story. I want to know if he was born that way, how he got tight with Thor's dad and, like, the Asgardians and how all of that happened and how he got that role. I just think that would be so interesting. Yeah. Also, Thor's dad and mom. Because in Endgame, his mom talks about how she was, like, raised by witches and she sees with more than just eyes and, like, no, he was from the future. So she's got to have some kind of cool story. And his dad is legendary for all these wars he's won. So I would like to see them do like a younger version of him as well.
That would be cool. Kind of good. I love hearing like people. That was a really good answer.
Thank you.
I love
Put the applause.
I got really excited
applause sound
about
in that answer. That was so good. Audience.
Everybody clap in the comments, please.
Please comment that I'm doing a good job.
She wants to come back on. No, I like in life generally. I want to know people's life stories, and so I'll ask questions, but ultimately like, I just love hearing like the details of like what made you to where you are, and so I would love to see like exactly Thor, like what made him to where he is now, and Loki because they're brothers.
Yeah, well, not Thor, but because they already have a Thor movie, and then Loki.
Why don't y'all switch places? I think
no, but you said it. Thor's parents is what I was talking about.
Yeah. Oh, so you mean like him as a child?
Yes, that's what I was talking about. I was like, you just said
that.
that.
I thought you meant like Thor's origin. I was like, no, we already have that in like a lot of movies.
Yes. Have you seen the movies? Like, be real quick.
Yes, Batman Begins. All right. I'm just kidding.
I love all the Batman.
All right. I want to jump around. I want to jump down to a question. We're gonna go back. We're not for time.
You're good.
I want to jump down. I want to know what character or movies do y'all not care for? Ever since I wrote that question, when I think about him, he makes me itch.
Oh.
I don't like him.
So you have a very passionate answer here.
Star-Lord. I cannot stand Peter Quill. He is an idiot.
Think about it from him.
I get it, but
now, hold on. Think about one of my favorite characters is Iron Man, who thinks he's a doofus. I think...
see... You know who Star-Lord kind of reminds me of?
If you say me, I'm going to hit you.
Joel.
Yeah, that checks out.
When you said that, I was like, Joel. And then you said it, I was like...
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Peter Quill. I hate that.
When Guardians of the Galaxy came out, because they kept making so many movies, and I was like, they've got to be, they're gonna mess up somewhere, and they didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, this
Disagree.
isn't gonna be good, but then it became so hype, and the soundtrack went off, and I love those movies now. I will say either 2 or 3. The one with the dad, that's actually one.
That's 2.
Yeah, I didn't care
don't
for
like
that,
that
one.
one.
I should have said that earlier.
Now
That's
that you
honestly-
say it, I did not like that one. I thought it was a
It was
bust.
just odd.
We
yeah.
met Mantis in that movie though.
Yeah, and I get that maybe that was the main reason for that movie, but I feel like
It just seemed like such a stretch that was like a big thing that happened that didn't involve any of the other Avengers. So it was like, was this actually a big thing?
Yeah.
And also, no one really cares.
yeah.
Like,
To be honest, that's my like series or like trilogy that I could do without. The
Guardians
Guardians
of the
3
Galaxy?
was a very good movie. The entire series as a whole, I don't care for.
is the third one Rocket's origin?
Yeah, Rocket's
okay,
origin.
That I cried.
I
say-
didn't cry,
loved
but it was
that.
very good.
I would
Love
say
it.
1 and 3 are phenomenal,
I like 3.
but
I could throw away too.
yeah, I could throw.
I
away
could throw
two.
away 1, 2, and if I gotta throw away the set, I don't know. Like
Which
the Guardian series is like that's my least favorite one.
That's interesting. I really like.
So who's a character you don't care for?
Well, I told you initially, and it was initially I didn't care for Iron Man. I love Iron Man now because you get to. It's kind of like don't ruin the first impression. He ruined the first impression for me.
I loved him.
And so, shout out to our episode 1 title. Go back and watch it if you haven't. But I'm trying to think if there's another one that.
Hawkeye.
No,
Don't you
Hawkeye
dare.
should have
I
had
like
his own
Hawkeye.
movie.
Oh, okay.
He's one of my favorite Avengers because like he's human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like I like him in like Age of Ultron where he's like I should have stretched. Like he's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I love how human and how just like he is like the leveling for like people. Like he just like he has a house with kids and he's like in the Hawkeye series, which I loved. Like he's like, I just want to get home to my kids. I don't want to do this right now. I don't have time to play hero for you. So
that makes sense.
I loved Hawkeye.
I wish they would have made a Hawkeye movie. The
Nah.
one character I'm not crazy on, it's actually a Spider-Man villain, is the Sandman.
I agree.
Mark is
just
it Mark Flinko or Mark Flink?
Yeah, and he did great. Like, he did fine as a character.
Well, it's not really like a.
It's just
a
a weird.
villain. Like,
it's just
he's
a
just
weird.
sand.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. I love Spider-Man and all the villains.
But also, like the side villains in Spider-Man, like the Rhino guy, is
Yeah.
just like, meh.
yeah, except in
Rhino's, like, my
Spidey,
favorite villain from
Spidey
Spider-Man.
and Your Amazing Friends on Disney for the little kids.
Yeah.
Rhino's a big part of that.
Oh.
Rhino, Green Goblin, which and Octonaut.
Yeah, Dr. Ock.
Dr. Oct. I think they call it Octonaut in there, don't they? Doc Ock. They call it Doc Ock. Yep.
That's his
right.
name in the actual series too. Anyway,
Yeah.
Brinkley, who's a character you don't care for?
And speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, the like rock kind of guy.
Drax.
Yeah, him.
But he used to be a WWE wrestler.
The Rock
I
guy in Guardians.
The gray guy that's like dumb.
Drax the Destroyer.
Drax.
That
okay.
doesn't actually do anything.
Whew.
He literally doesn't do anything but just cause problems. Like, actually. Because he gets mad and wants to kill Gamora's dad. Not Thanos.
But then
Whoever
he's
the other
also-
guy is. Maybe it was
Ronan.
Thanos.
It was Thanos.
Yes,
it was Thanos.
Ronan
Oh.
wants to kill Ronan and then like ruins the whole plot of their scheme to like defeat him.
But then they ended
like,
up
what are you
doing it
doing?
in the end.
I know, but they didn't have to do it in the end if he hadn't screwed it up.
Drax
the
was
first
there
time.
for comedic relief for most of the movies.
Yeah.
He is funny, but I think if you take him out, nothing has changed from the plot.
I will say
Oof.
he has
That's very
evolved
true.
throughout the movies, especially with Groot. I love him and Groot's
Yes,
relationship.
yeah.
Groot, I love that character. But Baby Groot and
precious.
yeah.
The thing about there are certain characters like in movies across the board that are too dumb, and I'm like, and Drax is a little too stupid to be for me liked. I can't like him because he's too stupid. Like if he had just a little bit of intelligence, I'd be like, all right, this is fine.
Well,
Yeah.
even if there's things where he was like doing something dumb and it absently ended up helping, like accidentally, then I could be like, oh, he's like a credible character that contributes.
Okay, even in like the
But
in-game
it's-
fight
he
scenes
just
where he's
doesn't-
like stabbing like this big monster that's like twice his size, I'm like, you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
But he killed him.
yeah.
Did he though?
I mean,
Anyway, all right, let's get to another question.
which I know we have. Have you seen the new Deadpool?
She's
No,
not.
I have not.
Oh man,
great.
it is such a good movie. And
Good to know.
have you watched?
Well worth $14 to go see it.
yeah.
Noted.
Have you watched like all the X-Men movies, everything?
For the most part, yeah.
You will love it.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
Well, specifically, I've watched the Wolverine movies.
You see what I'm
So,
you
if
No.
anything, Hugh Jackman, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So,
it'll be it's really it's just really beautiful.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Out of it.
Cinematically.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Sorry, cinematically. It's just like the way they did it. It's just I don't think they needed. I can't say too much. I don't want to spoil anything. But they don't need to do that with every movie. But the way they did it was cool.
I agree.
To pay homage.
Okay.
Pay homage.
Favorite cinematic moment. Favorite MCU moment so far.
Can I go first?
Yeah, you can.
I've kind of said this before, but it was Spider-Man: No Way Home when all three Spider-Man showed up. And,
yeah. Oh my god.
And it actually, we just got lucky. We were in New York on opening weekend of that, and so we said, "Hey, let's go see Spider-Man." And
so cool.
it was cool to be in New York, seeing because it's based in New York. But that whole theater when that moment happened, like, it was like
The
never.
The meme came to life.
the sling.
Yes.
Wait, do
Here.
you mean like the sling ring where like they came through the portals, or like later in the movie when they were like put on their costumes and like,
No,
fought?
because for years Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, like they completely had everyone fooled that it wasn't happening because people were like, "Oh, this is gonna happen."
Yeah.
And they in interviews and everything, and they lied well, so everyone was convinced it was gonna happen. And then when it happened, when they came through the portal, it was just beauty. Yeah.
That moment made me like Andrew Garfield even more. I was like, he's such a better actor than these two guys.
I thought it was great to have them all three together.
Favorite MCU
Well,
moment.
sorry, tagging off of that, when he saves Zendaya, and it's like a replay for him,
MJ.
and he's holding her, and he's like,
Not MJ,
Are
Gwen,
you okay? Well, she's MJ because he didn't save his Gwen.
Gwen, yes, that's what.
Yeah,
I meant.
and so he saves MJ, and
Yes.
she's like, yeah, and he was like, she doesn't realize what that means for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was
a good moment.
That whole
Yeah.
movie, like they really did a good job with that.
But overall, okay, Endgame is my favorite movie out of. I only watch it once a year because I cry so much that it's so much of an emotional thing for me that I only let myself watch it once a year.
Yeah.
I watched it this year a couple weeks ago, which is so funny why you texted me about this because that was the first thing I told you when you texted me about doing Marvel is like, well, I cry watching Endgame like multiple times. And there's so many things in that movie too that I could do this or that because Tony Stark is my favorite and so is Spider-Man. So their relationship is huge for me. So first of all, when Peter comes out of the spinning things.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like telling Tony like, yeah, this happened. It was disappearing. And then Doctor Strange opened the portals and said they needed us. And Tony just hugs him. And he's like, oh, this is nice. And like, again, it's like, oh, you don't realize what he went through to get you here. And then when it's reversed and he's dying and Peter's there with him, it's just like, oh, I sobbed so much.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah. But overall, my favorite part of that whole thing that I think is so powerful is when Thanos had just fought kind of the main three. So it's Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. And then Iron Man and Thor had gotten knocked out or something. And it was in the rubble of their old like home base. And Thanos is there with the entire army. And it's this wide shot. And Captain America is just standing by himself, ready to face like all of them, knowing it's a losing battle, but he still is standing up to like fight, which I think it's powerful too, because I think it's such a good depiction of the gospel of that, like this undefeatable evil. And, but there's this one person that's willing to sacrifice himself for everyone else to try to fight this.
I like that.
And so for me, it's like has an extra layer there of like, whoa, this is powerful.
And then
like
the
this
heavens
is so,
open up and then
yes, so good. I get so excited. I cry that entire movie though, and it's like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's up there with that'd be my number 2. Just only because it was specifically when all the portals opened up and they started coming through, and it was like
I watched it in theaters for the first time, and at that point when it happened, the theater environment, I wish I could relive that. People were standing in their seats, like in their movie seats, screaming at like cheering, and it was incredible. So it was just like, this is so cool.
Yeah. That's why y'all need to see movies in movie theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, like those are things like you can't get back. You know,
Oh my
those
gosh,
experiences. So yeah. Did you say yours?
No.
What's yours?
I'm
What's
gonna
the
go back to favorite MCU moment.
Sorry.
So I I had two, but I can't remember the other one. So my favorite MCU moment is in Captain America: Civil War, where Black Panther is fighting Bucky, and they're on. No, he's fighting Hawkeye. Black Panther's fighting Hawkeye, and Hawkeye shoots 2 exploding arrows at him, and Black Panther catches both of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they blow up in his face.
Okay, yes.
And it's like it's nothing to him. I'm like, that's so dumb.
I will say another
that moment was like this right. That is Black Panther. Oh man,
I will say in Black Panther 2, when they paid I want to say homage. It just sounds like a weird word.
tribute.
Tribute.
To Chadwick Boseman?
Yes.
That
was
was
beautiful as well.
Yeah. Like I loved like the entire like Civil War movie because of Black Panther is the reason why I like Black Panther so much.
Black Panther is amazing.
Like when he was like standing on the building and like the bullets are hitting him and like it like the sound was almost like muffled as it was hitting. I was like, ooh.
Well, and that's when he was first introduced, right?
Yes.
Before his movie. I
And I
remember
was
because
like,
I was like,
ooh.
"Whoa, who's this guy?" And
Yeah.
then the anticipation for his movie to come out.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man was introduced in that. No,
Yeah, he was.
he was introduced in that.
He got
one.
brought in
Yeah.
and so was
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Yes.
And I think probably a few others. I can't remember.
Just those two.
Okay. Once you got to Avengers: Age of Ultron, people were kind of harping on that movie.
Which was good.
I
love
thought
that.
it was great.
I love that movie too. I hate that. Was it
Quicksilver?
Quicksilver died? I hate that he
Yeah.
died. But the way they just literally, this is why DC can't live up to it, because they, from Civil War to Endgame 1 to Endgame 2, just freaking
You can't top it.
no.
Yeah.
And that's why it's almost right now where the universe is, it's kind of like seeing, can they achieve that same success?
Yeah. And I have genuinely stopped since Endgame. If there's been any new introduced character shows, I don't watch them. I don't watch
So
them.
you haven't watched Mrs.
because-
Marvel?
Nope.
You should.
No,
Or,
which I know but I
She-Hulk?
haven't. Nope. And it's like I think they're interesting and I'm sure they'll be good, but I just like I can't. I'm like I know it's not going to be anything better or could never be better than what this was.
I will say-
And so I'm
Yeah, it took me a while to. I didn't start them like right when they came out.
Yeah.
Because I was the same way. I was like, this just seems weird because it was like an end of an era, and you know when you're starting up a new era, it's kind of hard to get into it at first. But especially like the Marvels movie, and now knowing the back, like it's just I would recommend watching it.
Yeah, I don't like. I've not sworn them off, but my
Yeah.
interest is just not fully
Yeah.
there yet. But
You should
yeah.
watch Hawkeye.
I do. I watched part of it. I think I might have watched.
Hawkeye's
some of
very
it.
good.
I actually have not seen that one.
Hawkeye, I loved Hawkeye because it makes me like Hawkeye even more because again he just doesn't want to do it, and then it introduces the new Hawkeye, and I love Haley Steinfeld's character in that movie.
Which kind of squirrel moment, but kind of earlier when we talked about a movie that a character you would like to see done, I would kind of like to see a Hulk movie with the current actor.
Ruffalo.
Yeah. Just because I liked the original one, but
Yeah,
it kind of,
I agree.
it doesn't make sense. But I would want them to do it very well.
Yeah.
Which would be hard, but
Yeah, I agree.
I'm still trying to think about my other favorite MCU moment, but we can go on though. I'm gonna think about it.
Did you guys watch Wanda?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
WandaVision.
Nope.
Yes,
one's
I
good.
watched WandaVision. WandaVision.
I also didn't want to ruin her for myself.
So
I heard
you know
that
what?
changed
Thank
a lot
you,
of
Julia.
people's opinions on her.
Oh, it's good.
So okay,
Okay.
let's just
Yeah.
talk about the shows that came after Endgame. All of them are very good. They're
Yeah.
except
Loki
Werewolf
was
by
like
Night
the first
is
one,
trash.
and I tried
What
to get
is
into
Werewolf
that.
by Night or the Werewolf
Oh,
one.
I didn't watch that.
That one
yeah.
is
What's the Moon guy?
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
I haven't seen that either.
It's
Yeah.
Moon Knight seems so far left of anything in the MCU that I'm excited and curious as to like how they're
How
gonna
it ties
bring
in.
because he's like in England and just he's on his own
Yeah.
doing stuff and there's no mention of anything of like the MCU, so he's just this guy. So I think he's gonna have to. They're gonna bring him in. I think with Blade, and vampires and stuff like that. Because he's like,
They're gonna redo Blade.
okay, I'm seeing now that I'm like the big MCU fan here. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, Blade has been already cast, and I think they've started production.
That was in the
shooting.
TV shows, though, right?
There is a movie with Blade.
Okay,
and
but it's not
Mahershala
out yet.
Ali is cast
Okay,
as
I
Blade.
grew up on all the Blade movies, and
Right.
so sorry.
Yeah, Blade is that's very old news.
Oh, okay.
Wow. How do you feel about RDJ being cast as Doctor Doom?
I have so many opinions on this.
That's why we're here, though.
Let me
Brinkley.
hear
What would
yours
you like to
first.
say
Many
about them?
opinions
Let's
on this.
hear what you got to say.
Hey,
Okay,
Julia-
so most people at first, I think, are wondering how he can be both roles because he's gonna. Obviously, Iron Man is dead, but like seeing him playing another character, how's that going to translate? But I talked about this with one of my friends, and with the multiverse, they think it's that, first of all. And if you think about it, Doctor Doom's story is very similar to Tony Stark's, and that they both have this idea that they think is going to help people. And in Civil War, someone comes up and fights them about it and says, this is a bad idea. And so then Iron Man didn't do it. And then he alludes to that in Endgame where he is mad at Captain America. And he says, this is why I wanted an iron shield around the world. And you said no. And you said we were going to lose together. And look, we did. And you weren't there for me, whatever. Anyway, that's one version of this. Doctor Doom is the version where he goes forward with it anyway, and then now he's this bad guy. But he's really not a bad guy, which is the same thing as Thanos, which is the same thing as Ultron, which is the first introduction to the idea that someone believes in something passionately that could save people, but
Also
it's deemed
destroy.
by the masses that it's actually a bad thing, and so they're now a bad guy. And so I
Interesting.
think it's a really cool twist on Iron Man's story in a multiverse atmosphere.
There's a new movie coming out. I think is it a new Iron Man movie or Captain America?
Brave New World, Captain America.
Well, and in the previews, I can say this because the previews have been out. Iron Man comes back to life.
What?
Back to life.
No.
No.
Is it like later in the timeline?
Literally, it's a new movie coming out next year.
Do you see him in the suit
It's
or do you
in-
see him outside of the suit?
You see him outside of the suit, and they talk about how, like, literally, if there's a trailer of this. I will send you the trailer, and they say that he brought him back. But I don't want to spoil anything. But after seeing Deadpool, I agree with your statements.
Yeah.
I agree with your statements. I disagree with you're wrong.
That he comes back to life.
Yeah.
Well,
He
there's
doesn't
no
come
way.
back
Tony Stark is dead.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that. But in the trailers, it shows Robert Downey Jr. and they say it as I know he didn't. Tony
Is it like
Stark
a
himself.
flashback?
No.
Interesting.
I'm gonna find this and send it to you.
Yeah,
Also,
I'd love
so
to be
you can be
I'd love to be proven wrong. 'Cause
You are
I
gonna
think
be
you're
wrong.
dead wrong.
Also, just a tag to this Doctor Doom question because it pairs in well. Another character that's in the Fantastic Four, which is Doctor Doom realm, is Captain America, because he is the Flame, Johnny Flame.
Johnny Storm,
Same,
the Human Torch.
Yeah, same actor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, is this another where Captain America and him are both like similar roles, and it's the same actor but different multiverse?
Ooh. Well, the new Fantastic Four is being set in like the 70s or 60s, so I
Did they?
But Captain America.
Did they
was
recast it
alive.
from the last recast?
I don't think so. But yeah, the new Fantastic Four movie is called Fantastic Four First Steps, and it's like
I
airing.
love Fantastic Four.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm excited. About
I
it.
always liked the Silver Surfer too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Silver Surfer is
loved it.
great.
And I feel like people have always harped on the Fantastic Four series.
Yeah.
I even liked the movie that came out. It was like a one movie.
Oh, with
Yeah.
Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan.
yeah, I loved it.
I
liked
thought that
it.
was great.
I did too.
I thought that was a great movie.
The only thing bad about it was I think it took so long, and then the fight was so short. If I
You're right.
remember correctly, that was the problem with it.
Yeah.
But like the characters, and
Michael B.
everything were
Jordan's in it.
perfect.
He's the Human Torch. It's a very
Why
good
have
movie.
I not? What is it called?
The Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Why have I not? I don't know if I've seen that.
Also,
So
I'm going to
obviously,
send
I'm
this.
the big
to-
MCU fan.
I don't think it's fan.
Iron
I think it's
Man 4
nerd, because
trailer.
Just because your knowledge is higher doesn't mean you
No
don't
such
like
thing.
it more than
Yeah,
us.
that was released 3 days ago. So who's
Thank
on top
you.
of the MCU universe,
Since they're not
Caleb?
listening, Julia,
I
thank
promise
you.
you, that's a fan-made trailer.
It was literally released.
I bet you one of the comments is this is fan-made. Check before you send it
Hey,
to me.
with AI nowadays, it can
check
look very
the comments,
convincing.
and I bet you one of the comments is this is fan-made.
Okay, Caleb, how do you feel about Robert Downey Jr. being Doctor Doom?
I don't care. Like I wasn't like oh like because like when he did it at Comic-Con and pulled his mask
Everyone
off, everyone was
freaked
like
out, yeah.
I was almost like really, but I was like okay.
Yeah.
fine. Like, I like it because RDJ is a good actor.
Yeah.
I think he will do it well. I don't think it should be him. But
Okay.
now I'm curious, like, oh, what are they going to do? Because I'm sure they're going to bring in Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And they're going to cross universes, and he's going to be
Yeah.
like, Mr. Stark. And he's going to be like, probably, get back, kid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And so that'll be...
Well, if you don't, first, why do you think it shouldn't be him? And if it shouldn't be him, who would you prefer it to be? If
Who
you
would
could
I
cast
like to
anyone for
see?
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom?
But first,
Benedict
why don't-
Cumberbatch.
Ooh, yeah, he's great.
That's Doctor Strange. No, you asked 2 questions. Tell me
Yeah.
both of them again. Who would I want to see?
Why
And-
don't you think it should be Robert Downey Jr.?
Because I just feel like he
died.
He had his moment, and
Yeah.
I truly think they should let him and the MCU die, unless you literally bring
But do you think he
Tony
wanted
Stark
to come back?
Oh yeah, that's
So
why he's
then
back.
that's why they're...
But like, I think you either bring Tony Stark back as a variant, and that's fine. I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay with that. Whatever. We're in the multiverse now. It's fan made, isn't it? I was right.
You just ruined his
Tell me
day.
I was right.
I would have been so excited
You
about
just
that.
Tell
ruined
me.
his-
Say it for the podcast. Tell me
Yeah,
I was right.
you were right. It doesn't
Thank you.
matter.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
so who would I
That's
like
always
to
hard
see?
to find out.
Well,
because you get so excited about the
I was like, that's
possibility.
gonna be so cool, especially. And I'm just gonna say this, especially after seeing Deadpool and Wolverine. So
Yeah.
this really disappointed me.
Who's the Peaky Blinders actor?
oh
Cillian
Him?
Murphy.
Peaky Blinders?
Yes. Him as
Cillian
Dr.
Murphy
Doom.
would be great.
Because
I
I
like-
think
I like
he's
him.
such a good actor.
I spaced out for like 5 minutes while I was
I
looking
know
that
you.
up.
It's okay. You're having your moment.
I want to say Ralph Fiennes, Ray Fiennes. He's the guy that played Voldemort.
Why not Fluffy?
Ooh.
Who's Fluffy?
It was a joke. Gabriel
You-
Iglesias. It was a joke. I'm glad you
Anyway,
chuckled.
Or I would like to see John Krasinski to play Doctor Doom. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just remembered one of my favorite MCU moment is
Go back a couple.
no,
questions.
because I've been thinking about. What's
I know
his
it's
name?
gonna be good though because you just thought of it.
Luis from Ant-Man, the Latino fellow that explains like moments, like what's going on, and he talks really, really fast and just like, well, Scott Lang's like this, and he's like, yeah, this has been really cool. Every time he talks, it is gold. The Ant-Man movies are probably my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Like
That's,
Quantumania was great. I don't know why it got so much hate. Ant-Man and the Wasp, great, and then Ant-Man. Also because I like Michael Douglas though, and Michael Douglas hates Luis as a character.
yeah, I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I think he does
Paul Rudd
phenomenal.
is so great.
I want to say, I
You
will
haven't
say,
seen the Ant-Man movies, have you, Brinkley?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, I want to say I wasn't as a big a fan of, but I
I'm
thought it
not.
was still good.
I have nothing against them. I want to see them. I just haven't watched
They're
them
so
yet.
good.
I feel like
Luis is the character in there that like when they kind of will like, hey, what happened? And he gets to answer what happened, and he tells
He
the
talks really
longest
fast. Yeah.
quick story, and it's so good. Those are my favorite like.
I was gonna say let's do one last question,
All right,
and
bet.
then we're gonna go to our weekly segment. I'm curious about this because I have thoughts about this, but Avengers or X-Men is one of the
Avengers.
questions.
X-Men.
So I say why not both?
Like, who do I like more? I like the X-Men more. I think the X-Men, they hit a little bit more home, and they were my first like fans. Like, they were like
Oh,
my
yeah.
first like.
I think that's what matters. That determines your answer to the question.
Yeah, X-Men
because
were,
I
like,
was
first.
introduced to Avengers before X-Men,
See,
and I think
I
X-Men
grew
is
up on
so
X-Men.
cool. But the Avengers just hold a special place in my heart. So
That makes sense.
I say X-Men, but not based on the movies though. It's based on like X-Men '96, like the cartoon X-Men, like the comic book. The
well,
comic
yeah, I
books.
grew up on
Yeah.
those as well.
So
X-Men.
that's why.
But
it.
I wish somehow, which a lot of some of the characters aren't here anymore, but that they could merge them too.
yeah,
Which I think maybe they will start the Avengers and the X-Men.
Oh yeah, they're coming together.
Yeah. So I am excited for that. That is, I cannot wait to see that happen.
yeah.
You know, by the time that happens, we'll be like in our 40s or 50s.
I was gonna say in a senior citizen home.
They're gonna have to set it up.
Like,
for
Caleb,
long.
did you see that?
It's gonna be a bad time to be.
Well, this is a question that I really liked and thought was super
What's up?
interesting. What representation is missing in the comics
yeah.
or in the movies with the importance of characters like Miss Marvel?
So I love that they put Miss Marvel in because Miss Marvel, I believe, is Muslim,
Okay.
and so you see she's Middle Eastern, and you see tons of her culture. Like her culture is like the center of the show. It's not even like, it's not even really about her. It's about her culture, and it's beautifully done. And I was like, that is so important to people of color, to the Muslim community, because they talk about mosques and like the government coming in and searching these places, and like this, and they're like basing it off like 9/11. Like, yeah, we can still search because of the Freedom Act, and it's like the people are like, this is not right. We didn't do anything. So that is beautifully done.
Same thing with Black Panther. I love the culture it showed. Like in both movies, that is probably cinematically one of my. I keep saying beautiful, but
it's a visual masterpiece.
It is a visual masterpiece,
especially the monologue at the very end.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what character representation is now missing.
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales is missing, but I would like to. So here's why I loved the movie The Eternals, which got a lot of hate, is because there was a character who is deaf. She's a superhero, like the really fast one. She's deaf, and so they sign in the movie theater. Also, Echo, which is another show you haven't seen. She's Native American and deaf, and there's a lot of signing in the movie. Like that's awesome. Most of the dialogue is like her signing, and that's how they talk. And it's so beautiful. That's why I think the representation is so important, because also with Echo, the reason why Echo also got a lot of hate, Echo is an amputee. She is a superhero. Okay. She's missing a leg, and it doesn't hinder her from kicking names and tearing up some people. Echo is deaf and an amputee, and she beats people to a pulp.
I have not seen Echo.
She's the Native American, like I think it's Cherokee Indian is the Indian tribe that she's from. Beautiful representation.
I do love seeing the culture depictions. It is like you said, it's beautiful visually. What did you just say?
It's a visual masterpiece. Yeah, so I think that Marvel, whoever is like picking characters to bring into the MCU, they're doing a great job.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I can't even think of something that's missing. Like they've done such a great job bringing these characters in. Like, and they're all like side plots and side things, but they're still very good shows, which is why you should watch them. Like,
and I think it's building up because they're adding them into the movie, so you're going to see them intertwined.
I hope so. I'd love to see more Echo. Echo was great.
I need to watch Echo.
I haven't either.
I haven't heard of Echo, honestly.
Like, if you watch it, if you watch it and compare it to, that's the problem. Everybody's comparing every new project to Endgame. That's what they're doing, and if you do that, Echo sucks. If you do that, WandaVision sucks. Yeah. If you do that, every movie sucks compared to Endgame. Yeah. But if you sit and watch it as its own thing, it is beautiful. Yeah. It's I loved WandaVision.
Did you know in WandaVision there was, I think it was a bowling alley there, but there's a bowling alley here in Blue Springs. It was in the movie, in the series WandaVision. This is a true fact.
They filmed it here and then
it was a picture, and they the inspiration was from the Blue Springs bowling alley.
Okay,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a legit fact. I will prove you wrong on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. When I thought about this question, I also couldn't really think of anything that hadn't already seemed to have been represented. But then I thought of the point of why representation is so important in these movies, and because people who can relate or feel like they can relate to the character. It's part of their identity. They feel seen by society and included. And also they feel valued exactly as they are. And I think it's so important. And when I thought of it that way, the only group that I feel like hasn't already been represented is people with developmental issues. Because so many of the characters had incidents, like Dr. or Professor X. He's in a wheelchair, and there's representation there, but he got in a wheelchair from an accident. He wasn't born that way. Or the amputee character. And so I would love to see them introduce a superhero who was born with some kind of struggle or a delay that made them have to overcome what that is, or just seeing them live with what they have every single day.
As their superpower.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that would be a really good representation.
I think there is one, but I can't think of it right now.
No,
is there? Because I couldn't, and there might be. I couldn't think of any that were born a certain way that didn't already have, didn't have an accident happen to them.
I'm thinking of a DC movie, Shazam. There's a kid with cerebral palsy, I think. He has
Yeah,
the
like something
canes
like that I think would be
Yeah.
when he walks.
awesome.
I was like,
Well, and
that's
also
so
just
good.
all the kids that watch it, because
Exactly.
Like I was watching like some like Instagram stuff for like the movie Echo, and it showed the actor like on the red carpet with her prosthetic on, and like it showed like a little girl walking up to her, and she also has a prosthetic. She's like, I love this movie, thank you, I
Yeah.
love this show, and I'm like,
That's so powerful.
It's so
Well,
important.
Yeah.
and this is not MCU, but it is in Disney. But that's why, like, Little Mermaid with Halle Bailey.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I'm waiting to see the connection. I didn't watch that one yet. So.
I was gonna say representation.
Oh, black people. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what are you talking about?
I
I was like, Halle Bailey's not in a wheelchair. What you mean?
because when she got announced, all the backlash from it, I hated. And if you went and watched that movie, that was such a beautiful movie.
Oh,
And
I thought
Halle-
it was super well done.
Yeah, and Halle Bailey was a phenomenal Ariel.
Was it
Yeah.
Halle Bailey or Chloe Bailey?
It was Halle.
I haven't seen it.
And they actually now have a show on Disney Plus for little kids, and it's called Ariel, and Ariel's black, and I love that.
Okay.
So I think that
Yeah.
I just think that was a really cool representation. That's where I was going with that, Caleb.
Thank you.
Let's go to our weekly segment. My rant's about
Wait,
Caleb.
Team Iron
clearly.
Man or Team Cap? Real quick, just yes or no. Team Iron Man or Team Cap?
Well, yours is Iron Man. I would say Team Cap for me, but I love them both equally. I mean, you can't.
I think you can't not like Captain America because of what he stands for. Like, he never does anything wrong. It's easy to not like Tony Stark because he has a character arc more. So
I would have retired like Hawkeye.
But I love Iron Man. I always have. So I'm always going to take him. But I
would've
think
retired.
you can't argue with Captain America.
By the end, I mean, you can definitely, like, Iron Man was so heroic
Yeah.
in his actions. And
Yeah.
so by that, like, I would definitely lean more towards Iron Man.
Yeah.
Overall, like, I have always loved the Captain America movies as well. But
Mm-hmm.
so our weekly segment,
What's it called, Levi?
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's called That's How You Feel.
It is.
Thank
so,
you.
That was a nod
Homage.
to Michaela from our last episode. If you watched that,
All
was
right,
that
my-
our last episode?
It was. I think it's on
2
both.
episodes ago. Yeah.
No, I think it's on the last one too.
Oh,
But
it is the last episode, yeah.
All right, my rant, real quick, is a quick one. Don't you talk to me in a bathroom.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Even if I'm washing my hands.
You know what's terrible? All of my rants come from church. They all happen at church. I'm at church just getting upset all the time. I was in the bathroom and somebody was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Not right now." Just,
I do feel like people at church do it a lot more often, especially because we're on stage. And so they're
don't
like, "Oh, I can
care
finally
what you-
talk to them." And I'm like, "This is not the time,
Not
bro.
right now.
This is not the place." I was at the casino. I went to the bathroom and I was washing my hands. I don't know what this old guy said, but he said something. And I'm finally, like, 10 seconds later, I was like, "Oh, yeah."
I don't even wait till I leave the bathroom. Like
Yeah.
I don't even when I'm washing my hands. I don't. It's just shut
Also,
up.
in men's, this is a men's specific, but, like, if there is stalls and they're not all
Don't you
used,
dare take the one next to me.
Yes, like, that is a cardinal rule.
Okay,
Yeah, I was
so-
gonna say this is different for girls because
Because
it
y'all
is
have
so rare
partitions.
for someone to talk through a stall to you, like a closed-in, which is weird if that does happen. But most of the chit chat happens at the sink. So
Yeah, well, see,
Really?
Oh well, because there's walls between you,
Well, okay.
which is
yeah,
also probably
true.
why girls take so long in the bathroom
But
because
I
we can't
figured,
talk
like, when
while
y'all-
we're going
like,
to the
because
bathroom.
girls never go to the bathroom
talk at
alone.
the
I
sink.
figured y'all just walk into the stalls, like, and then y'all just continue the conversation while y'all just taking
Well,
a
it
pee.
depends. Yeah, it depends if you're by yourself or not.
Okay, so if you're by yourself and you go to the restroom, no one's talking to you. But
No, they do, but it happens at the sink.
Happens
If you're
at
with
the
your
sink.
girls, then you'll probably talk in the stall.
the conversation doesn't stop.
Oh no,
Oh,
interesting.
so gross.
it's kind of funny.
I mean, if I was
That's so gross. I can't.
kind of funny.
Here's the thing. I can't imagine going. Yeah, so
Because some
are you
people
guys having a good
stop
time? I'm having
mid-
just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. Like I cannot imagine doing that.
But
Like,
some
that's-
people don't stop talking, so you know it works
Ugh.
out.
yeah, especially
just
because
That's
grabbing the
so
TP.
the
funny.
stalls are for number 2, obviously, and you do not talk to each other. You, like, try not to make any noises.
Yeah, I just
I'm
can't
like-
imagine girls like. I'm gonna get another margarita when I get out of his.
That's actually exactly what happens, though. So.
That's awesome.
I couldn't. So, but yeah, my rant. Men, shut up in the bathroom.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Be quiet. All of you. Just it can wait. I don't care what happens. It can wait. Ooh. I think I'm gonna save it. Oh, this pissed me off. I'm gonna save it though. It's a good one.
Take notes.
Next time on That's How You Feel.
Mine ain't that deep.
Go ahead.
But I have a hot take. Turkey bacon's disgusting. You can't convince me that it's the fact that they want to call it bacon because it looks like bacon. It's absolute garbage. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't like. I
have
for the most
tried
part
so
don't
hard.
like bacon.
Oh, I love bacon.
Unless it's chewy, which is why I like turkey bacon.
Oh, I love chewy. I don't think. I think turkey bacon is always so. I guess it's just gross.
It's more like a jerky almost because it's kind of dry. So I can get where you're going there,
just,
but I just like it.
It
I
ticks
just
me
like
off, and like I get that
That's
it
fair.
is healthier and all that stuff because I'm trying to eat healthier right now, and people are like eat turkey bacon, and I'm like screw that.
Yeah.
No, I'll just have the bacon. Also, I don't know if you see. Do you get on TikTok much?
Yeah.
Caleb hadn't seen this, but have you seen anything of the egg flights that have been going around? So it's hard boiled. It's been all over my For You page. Hard boiled eggs. You like cut them in half, and then like you put mayonnaise and mustard, and then like all different kinds of toppings. So people
And they're
make,
doing flights.
So there's like
Interesting.
there's like a BLT one. There is like you can do an avocado toast.
That's too extra. It's
But
an
when you
egg.
watch the videos, they look people rave. This is what ticks me off about TikTok. People rave, and there's so many of these videos popping up where I'm like, I've got to do this. I've got to try this, and so I did, and I was very let down. It wasn't bad, but I'm like, why is this what we are running to the bank for?
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just annoyed at that. But the best one, honestly, was mayo, mustard, and pickle, because that's what goes in a deviled egg. That's my rant. Anyways, it ain't that deep.
Turkey bacon's fine. It's not. It'll never be regular bacon, but turkey bacon's fine.
No,
especially
it's not.
Costco's turkey bacon.
No,
it is. It's all right. It's
if
not
you can,
good.
If you
It's
can
all
cook
right,
it for me and I like it, I'll go for that. But
Put a little pepper on it.
No, disgusting.
You got something, Brinkley?
I do now, actually, that I've started working in the food business, in the food industry.
What's your beef?
Because I started this summer. Good one.
That's not. No, don't do that.
This summer, I started working as a barista part time, just to pay bills and whatnot. And I always thought it'd be fun to be a barista, and I love it. And the girls I work with are super fun. But beef with customers is what is on our menu is what we have. So when you get up to the register and you start asking me questions about, do you have this? Do you have this? Or I don't mind answering questions. But if they're like, well, you should do this, or I want coconut milk, and if you don't have coconut milk, you should do it because it's healthier for you, and goes on a whole rant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like, we're not going to buy product and stock product for one customer who it's going to go bad before you come in multiple times a week.
Do you hate the people that come in with like secret menu items?
Well, I don't like.
I think
we're
if they
a
have it
small
and they can
town
make it, they can
barista-
make it.
Like we're a small town coffee shop. Like
Okay.
we're not a chain. So we have people. We're fully customizable too. So
Okay.
people come in and they can experiment with drinks, which is fun.
Yeah.
But when people ask if we have stuff and we say we don't, and then they start complaining that we should. Like,
People-
first of all, I'm not the boss. I just work here. Don't yell at me.
Like,
Yeah.
because I do that like halfway. I walk up to like coffee shops I haven't been to. I was like, hey, do you have oat milk? And they
Yeah.
go, yes or no. And I'm like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Or like, do you have anything sugar free? Like those
Yeah.
are the two questions that I asked.
Yeah.
Like I went to like 7 Brew and I was like, hey, do you have anything sugar free? And they're like, oh, we have everything
Yeah.
sugar free. I was like,
Yeah.
you don't say.
Yeah.
All right.
No, but
Which is
for-
a fair question to ask, and I'm happy to answer people's
But
questions.
like there, I went to a
But
spot
when
and
you
they didn't have
complain-
it, and I was like, okay.
Like, don't get mad at
People-
me.
I hate when people are just negative in this world or hateful.
Yep.
Like you shouldn't. And we've talked about this
What did you
before.
just say?
Negative
You
or-
hate people that are negative and hateful?
Yeah, like you. Anyways.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
Wrap
Put
it
your
up, Levi.
shades back on.
Yeah. Put it back on, shades. Or what is
Brows.
it?
No brows.
All right. Anyways, Brinkley, thanks for coming back
Thank you
on.
so much for having
talking
me
about
back.
some Marvel
It
universe.
was so fun.
And,
So fun.
Yeah, it's great to have you back. As always, we're Caleb and Levi. This has been That's How You Feel, and we'll see you guys next week. You still salty over there?
Outing over there.
So bad.